Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. The New York Knicks just came out victorious on the road versus the #1 seed Boston Celtics, the final score being 118 to 109. And with this win, the New York Knicks improved to 48-32 on the season. And this was just one hell of a win by the New York Knicks. The New York Knicks just gave it their all out there on the floor, and you got to be so proud of this team. The New York Knicks have solidified themselves as that 3 seed. Orlando cannot take it. And as of right now, we'd be taking on the Indiana Pacers in the first round of the playoffs as they are up on the Philadelphia 76ers. There's still a couple games to go. The 76ers do take on the Orlando Magic tomorrow. That's going to be a big-time game if they want a chance to be that 6th seed. And if the Indiana Pacers lose out, we could be taking on Philly, but there's 2 scenarios because the Milwaukee Bucks, with Giannis being out for the rest of the regular season, I do think he's going to be back playoff time. You know, they play Orlando once again when it comes to their last game of the season, and they just beat them. Bobby Portis killed them. They're definitely going to be looking for some revenge there, the Orlando Magic, and they take on the Thunder. Maybe they rest their guys, both those teams, but those are just not going to be easy wins at all for the Milwaukee Bucks. But maybe they go full 100% because they want to solidify themselves as that 2nd seed. But with us having winnable games and the Bucks having losable games, there is a scenario that we play the Heat or the Sixers. And I'm not going to lie to you guys, I love this Knicks team, but I do not think the Heat are a good matchup. Them playing that underdog role once again. You know, they're battle tested, and I understand we are as well, and maybe we'll look for some revenge. I just don't personally think we match up well versus that team. The 76ers are iffy. They have depth. You know, they look shaky without Embiid, but it's easy to look shaky when Embiid's like, he's the most valuable player in the league, or definitely up there with Brunson. He's showing his value this year. Just there's so many tremendous, valuable players in this league. Jokic, just etc. Giannis. We could just dive right into that, but at the end of the day, you're just going to look like a better team when you have your MVP out there on the floor. Max is another scorer, so I'm like, who's going to produce, who's going to be that other big-time chunk scorer for the New York Knicks. But as of right now, you got to be proud of this team. You know, the New York Knicks were in full control of this game, like after the first quarter, and the Knicks were up 3 after that first quarter as well. So it was a pretty solid scoring game when it came to that first quarter. You know, no team was scoring at a very high level, but you also wouldn't say it was a defensive game. You know, the interior presence defensively wasn't there big time. When it came to the 3-point line, you can't say that there wasn't crazy efficient shot making. You could say some of it came from the mid-range, but there wasn't a lot of drawing of the fouls. Like, I would say this was actually a very well-called game. And Celtics fans can't say, oh, the Knicks got the foul calls. We only shot 10 free throws tonight. What we did tonight when it came to hard offensive rebounds, you know, having extra possessions, we had 99 shot attempts, and I believe they had 84. It was like they had 86 shot attempts. That just shows the amount of times we got stops. We turned the ball over, extra possessions by Josh Hart. He was unbelievable in this game. From the first to third quarter, Jalen Brunson was amazing scoring the ball. He did not play in the 4th quarter. There was a scare that it looked like he hurt his ankle or his foot, and he went to the locker room and walked to the locker room. But he did come back on the bench, and I believe Stephon Bondy tweeted, don't quote me on this, that he did try to take his warm-up jersey off and try to get back in the game, but Tibbs told him to chill. And if Tibbs actually did say that, holy shit, Tibbs needs to be fucking drug tested, because that's not the Tibbs I know. But it was just an unbelievable win by the New York Knicks, but there was some solid shot making. I thought Jalen Brown was going to kill us when he hit that top of the key 3. You know, I just thought we were going to get killed from the 3-point line again. You know, Mitchell Robinson trying to chase around the screens and defend the 3-point, but no, Porzingis splashed, Jason Tatum splashed, like early on in the first quarter. But they had no answer for Jalen Brunson, man. Like, we might need to get rid of the narrative of, like, Tibbs, like, running these guys on the ground and we get tired playoff time, because Brunson's still casually dropping nearly 40 a game at the end of the season. Josh Hart doesn't look fatigued. He's still running around like a maniac, grabbing these offensive rebounds, just playing his absolute ass off out there on the floor. It's truly amazing to watch. But from mid-range, it didn't matter. From 3-point lane, it didn't matter. You know, getting to the floater, drawing fouls. Like, he was just at a whole other level, and he just continues to be this season. He's just, we have to stop saying he's playing like a superstar. He is a superstar. Like, he really is. He cooked Caruso, and then he just cooked Drew Holiday. Blitz is thrown at him. We don't have our number 2 scoring option of Julius Randle that is averaging like nearly 25 a game to take pressure off of him, and he's still finding ways to score the basketball at 6'2". It is just unbelievable, his patience and how mentally tough this dude is. It's just truly, truly unbelievable. But Josh Hart in that first quarter, shot clock winding down, because it's purely instinct, and him not thinking when the shot clock's winding down and it's just quick release, just more reactionary than thinking, that's when he's at his best. That's why he knocks down those shots with the shot clock winding down. Hartenstein got a floater to go early in this game as well, but we weren't really getting stops defensively. OG though did jump the passing lane and got a dunk, but we weren't really at our best in that first quarter. Neither team really was at their best. There was some decent shot making. The defense was okay by both teams, just kind of inconsistent. But the first quarter wasn't really there to watch. The second quarter, just again, Brunson amazing. Dante, let's give credit to actually Dante that I know he has his turnovers at times, and obviously he's an elite shot maker for the New York Knicks from three-point land. But I loved his ability to take it to the basket. How about that? I loved him taking it to the basket when it came to that first quarter early in the second quarter, showing that we can dribble penetrate and get in the interior. Josh Hart wasn't afraid. He was driving at Porzingis. There were some moments he was hesitant to take the threes, but he was just giving us extra possessions off these offensive rebounds. And OG's defense, his versatility, his long wingspan, his strength, his athleticism, he just has such great fundamentals defensively. He just continues to just put pressure on whoever he's defending. If it's Tatum, if it's Brown, they didn't have it going in this game. I'm not sure what their points were, but if you watched the game, they did not have it going. No one consistently had it going for the Boston Celtics. But Jalen Brunson dribbling the ball off the court, off of the screen, three splash. Get to the mid-range, just being so patient, just slithering himself, just probing around, just a whole other level. But we could talk about Brunson. We could talk about Josh Hart. We could talk about DiVincenzo. Hartenstein had 14 rebounds, just killing it on the glass. We could talk about the starters. We really can. But let's give credit to Bogdanovic. I thought Bogdanovic is one of the keys. The defense picked up a lot in that second quarter, was elite and unbelievable, but also at the same time, one of the Achilles heels with the Celtics team, they shoot too many threes. I don't care what anyone says. I understand it's 2024 and the metrics, the analytics, threes more than two. But no, at some point you got to take to the basket. If it's not falling, you got to look to draw contact. And that's what got the Celtics in trouble in the playoffs last year versus Miami. They fall in love with the three ball. You're not always going to splash, and especially around this time of the season. And when the playoffs get started as well, they're going to have good games, they're going to have bad games. That's why they're such a tricky team that it's do you believe in that team to win an NBA championship based off of that philosophy? But we were contesting everything. Porzingis at the rim. I believe OG had this block on Porzingis at the rim. We had so many blocks in the interior. There was not many complaints in this game. Maybe when Mitchell Robinson checked in, he looks a little slow out there. The Bulls game didn't look so great moving laterally. This game as well. He's looked shaky, and we already know his hands have been inconsistent. So I'm okay with Hartenstein being our center as of right now. He looks like the best center. Maybe Mitch still needs to get back into a flow of things, and that's why I would still play him versus Chicago and still play him versus the Brooklyn Nets. But yeah, Bogdanovic, turnaround, mid-range splash, jab, step out of the corner, let me shoot right over you, splash. We need that, and he's getting hot at the right time. The Bucks game, I thought was one of his best games as a Knick. Obviously, that game versus Philly, the first time we played Philly, he was unbelievable in that basketball game, but it just seemed like we snatched their heart, we snatched their soul in this game. That's how good the defense was. That's how good we were on the board, just pushing the pace. We knew when to slow it down. We knew when to just go out there and kill it and transition. You just got to be unbelievably proud of this team, the number one seed. And I feel they were trying to play psychological games with the New York Knicks. And I apologize if some of these guys were actually injured, or maybe a couple of these guys were banged up, but I don't know if you saw the injury report yesterday. Jason Tatum, questionable. Drew Holiday, questionable. Jalen Brown, questionable. Al Horford, questionable. Porzingis, questionable. All of a sudden, game time decision. Maybe they were thinking, let's mess with the Knicks. Let's make it think like we're resting our guys. We secured that first seed, and let's make it think they're going to have this easy win. And I don't think we were going to have that mentality anyway, that we were going to play down to our opponent. But I think they were thinking, we're still competitors and we still locked up that first seed, but let's show that we could beat down the New York Knicks. They're still a top 3 seed at the end of the day, but that didn't happen. The New York Knicks embarrassed them. They really did. And it's just crazy that it's just becoming a normal thing at this point. Jalen Brunson just casually going off, just goes off casually. That's what superstars do. When his bad night is probably 20 points, but he had 38 points, shot 24 shots, only missed 6 of them. His efficiency is just unbelievable. Just from 3, just no one could it's ridiculous. No one could guard this dude. He's not crazy athletic, doesn't have crazy burst, but he's so unbalanced. And when he's off balance, he's on balance because he's so used to those plays occurring of being knocked off balance because of his size. But even though he's like really strong, there's sometimes guys that are more physical than him. But his footwork is just unbelievable. It's just truly, truly unbelievable. But the Celtics' leading scorer was Jason Tatum with 18 points. You know, OG had a couple plays in transition. Like his points came off of catch and shoot threes, which he excelled at, and defense leading to the offense. OG only had 12 points, played 26 minutes. He's 5 of 10 though, 2 of 3 from 3, 5 rebounds, 1 steal, 1 block. Hartenstein, another efficient night, 5 of 11, 11 points, 13 rebounds. He had 6 assists. He had this beautiful time with DiVincenzo cutting. The Knicks just had it going, man. They just had it freaking going in this game. But yeah, Jalen Brunson was 15 of 23, 6 of 11 from 3, 3 of 5 from the free throw line, 39 points, 4 assists. Only 2 turnovers as well. We played 30 minutes. No one played a crazy amount of minutes. DiVincenzo did with 41 minutes. He was 7 of 15, 3 of 7 from 3, 17 points, 4 assists. Precious Achiuwa, I'm not going to lie, did not look that good when he was out there. But yeah, Bogdanovic, 6 of 10, 2 of 6 from 3, 14 points. But yeah, one of my nitpicks, I will say, though, the fourth quarter, McBride, I want him to close the season out strong. I'm playing him versus Boston, I'm playing him versus Brooklyn. I wanted to see a better offensive game versus him, versus a better defensive team of the Celtics, and more of a battle-tested team. I believe he only had 2 points tonight. Yeah, he had 2 points tonight, 1 of 6 shooting. He was 0 of 4 from 3. We're going to need him to knock down those threes in the playoffs. We can't just count on Bogdanovic because Burks is done. Like, that dude's just out of the rotation. He doesn't even play anymore. But we held Porzingis to 14 points in 25 minutes. Tatum at 18. Drew Holiday, he's never been a crazy scorer. Obviously, just got a lot of money. 7 points. Derek White at 2 points in 29 minutes. Jalen Brown at 15. Sam Hauser did at 15 off the bench. We know his ability to shoot the 3-ball. Pritchard was out there. In garbage time, Mamu was as well. But I'm just extremely proud of this team. I'm excited to see this team in the playoffs. I'm not sure how far we're going to go. None of us know. The Knicks don't even know themselves until they actually play out there on the floor. But this team believes, and they just play with a certain level of grit that's just unbelievable. This was just a fair and square game. We went to the free throw line 10 times. 10 times. But we took more shots than them. We took more, like 9 more shots or 9+ more shots than them because of how elite we were defensively getting stops. We actually did have more turnovers than them. We got to clean those up for sure. But I'm proud of this team. We just beat the number 1 seed Boston Celtics, and I don't want to hear that they weren't trying. No, they played their fully healthy guys, and they played at the end of the day. Let me know down below your thoughts on this win by the New York Knicks. Great win. Extremely proud of this team. Peace out, y'all.